Have you ever stopped and looked around your room? I mean, really looked? What do you see? Maybe a colorful toy car, a shiny water bottle, or the case on your family's phone. What do all these things have in common? Many of them are made of plastic. It's one of the most common materials on our planet. It's bendy, it's strong, it can be any color of the rainbow, and it's everywhere we turn. But have you ever wondered, where does all this plastic actually come from? It doesn't grow on trees or sprout from the ground like a flower. The story of plastic is a science adventure that starts deep, deep under our feet. Let's put on our thinking caps. Consider this. Plastic is a human-made material, which means people invented it. This material is so useful because it's a polymer. Now that's a big science word. But don't worry, it's pretty simple. Think of a long chain made of paper clips. Each paper clip is a small molecule called a monomer. When you link hundreds or even thousands of these monomers together, you get a super long chain called a polymer. Plastic is just a bunch of these long polymer chains all tangled up together. Depending on how these chains are made and arranged, we can create different kinds of plastics. Some are hard and tough, others are soft and squishy. Pretty cool, right? Imagine millions and millions of years ago, tiny ocean plants and animals called plankton sank to the ocean floor. Buried under layers and layers of sand and rock, heat and pressure cooked these ancient remains, transforming them into a thick, black, gooey substance. We call this crude oil, petroleum. It's a fossil fuel, like coal or natural gas. It holds a huge amount of stored energy. Engineers drill deep wells and pump it up to the surface. But we can't just turn crude oil into a toy dinosaur right away. First, the oil goes to a giant factory, a refinery. At the refinery, the oil is heated in a very tall tower, a fractionating column. This process is called fractional distillation. As the oil gets super hot, it separates into fractions because they boil at different temperatures. Lighter parts rise higher, heavier parts stay near the bottom. One important fraction is called naphtha. Say it with me, naphtha. It's the key ingredient for making plastics. But naphtha isn't plastic yet. To get plastic building blocks, we put naphtha through cracking, heating it to break big molecules into smaller ones called monomers. The most common monomers are ethylene and propylene. The next step is polymerization. Tiny monomers link together into long polymer chains. When finished, we have brand new plastic as tiny grain-sized pellets. These little beads, often called nurdles, are the raw form of plastic that gets shipped from the big chemical plants to factories all around the world. Factory chemists add special ingredients, color pigments, strengthening fibers or plasticizers to give the plastic its final properties. Once the recipe is just right, all the ingredients are mixed together in a giant blender, then poured into a large hopper to be melted. Inside the barrel, a huge screw turns, pushing the pellets along. The heat and friction melt the pellets into a thick molten liquid, kind of like hot, gooey lava. Now for the really fun part. One of the most common ways to shape plastic is called injection molding. The molten plastic is injected into a metal mold, fills every nook and cranny, and cools down quickly. The mold pops open, and out comes a brand new, perfectly formed plastic object. Another super cool method is called blow molding. This is how we make hollow things, like milk jugs and drink bottles. For plastic bags or cling wrap, we use extrusion, squeezing molten plastic through a die to make sheets, pipes, or straws. So, now we know the science. From deep earth oil to tiny pellets, from melting to molding, we've seen how plastic is made. Let's take another look around. Can you spot 5 things made of plastic right now? Plastic is a superstar material because it can be designed to do so many different jobs, from toys to food packaging to medical tools. But because plastic is so good at what it does, we have made a lot of it. A whole lot. It lasts a long time, which is great for your skateboard, but not so great for our planet when it becomes waste. That's why scientists are working on new kinds of plastics that can be recycled more easily or break down naturally. Biodegradable plastics. We have been on an incredible scientific journey today. We started deep in the ground with ancient plankton and followed the path to the toys in your room and the tools that help people every day. If you could invent a new kind of plastic, what would it be like? Would it change colors, be super bouncy, or disappear safely when you're done? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Ask any questions you have, no matter how big or small. And finally, what should we explore next on our science adventure? Leave your suggestions in the comments, like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep learning together, because science is for everyone, and it is everywhere.